Roswell, New Mexico, home to one of the most famous UFO mysteries in history. But before we can explore the truth behind the Roswell incident, we had to survive getting here. Imagine rolling into town in the middle of a full-blown haboob, blinding dust, howling winds, and sand so deep we almost got our entire RV stuck. Welcome to full-time RV life. In this extended cut adventure, we're taking you inside the UFO museum, sharing what really happened in 1947, and showing you the stunning Bottomless Lake State Park where we camped. Plus, you'll get a real, unfiltered look at RV life, from cleaning up after a dust storm to all the maintenance it takes to keep our rig on the road. This episode is packed with adventure, laughs, and essential RV travel tips, so let's get into it.
Good morning, everyone. Ooh, it's beamy, it's sunny. We're about to get in our very dirty Betty Brown, and we're gonna go explore Roswell. And great news for you guys, I reached out to the UFO Museum and Research Center and got permission to film inside, so we're taking you along with us. So let's hit the road, Jex. Okay, are you excited?
Yeah, this is gonna be cool. I know you're excited. I'm excited to take you.
I was gonna say, are you being honest?
I'm excited to take you.
Good.
And we've been watching the documentaries on it, so I'm all educated up.
Yes. If you're interested more about the Roswell incident itself, you should check out the Y-Files episode. We can actually link it in the description. But basically, there were a few reported crashes. One that touched down in Corona, New Mexico, which is about 75 miles outside of Roswell. The reason it gets associated with Roswell is because Roswell was the closest Army Air Force base. They were the same branch back then in 1947, and so the Army Air Force went out to inspect it. The press officer released to the press that day, "Hey, we found a flying saucer." Then he got word from higher ups, get rid of the story, do not let the media know. And so then they showed people pictures of a weather balloon. And so the museum that we're about to visit today is dedicated to finding the truth, from what I understand. In my personal experience and fascination with UFOs, I have found that the UFO community is often more likely to look towards proving UFOs to be true than looking always for the truth. But there are many unexplained objects out there, even though, probably 90% of the reports are explainable. It's those 10% that are not that we're always looking to figure out what's going on. And the claim that bodies were found and taken to the NASA Center in Cleveland is something that always fascinated me as a kid, because that was in our backyard. And so I'm really excited to see the town of Roswell and this museum today.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. So if you're wondering why on earth would UFOs have chosen New Mexico and surrounding area to be, well, it's because back then in 1947, when the reports of the Roswell incident were going on, this area, the base in this area, was the only base in the world to have ever tested nuclear weapons. And if you look at the history throughout the world, anywhere where there has been nuclear weapons or even nuclear meltdowns of power plants, the sighting of UFOs skyrockets when we start messing around with nukes. So there is some plausibility here. What do you think? You believe in UFOs?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen them yet myself, but I believe people see what they see.
Yeah, there are definitely some incidences that cannot be explained, and often they are near nuclear test sites or nuclear power plants, so I'll be curious to see what the museum has to say. It is still an ongoing research center, not just a museum of the incident, so that part is actually pretty cool. And when I got permission to film inside the research center and museum, they made it very clear, and I had to promise, we are not here to make a mockery of the work that they do. They do legitimate science, so that's pretty cool. So the museum parking did not fit the dually, but it was easy to find street parking on the street.
Yeah, and it's a Sunday, so it's pretty quiet.
Yeah, although the parking lot's full, it's busier. I didn't know how busy it would be, so it's bumping downtown Roswell.
Yeah, museum day.
That's more accurate to what they were reported to look like.
Yeah.
Right on the lake. Ohio City, we're claiming you. So here's the timeline for the events. I'm about to check it all out.
It had received one of the discs, which landed on a ranch outside Roswell. The disc landed at a ranch at Corona, New Mexico, and the rancher turned it over to the Air Force. Rancher W.W. Brazell was the man who discovered the saucer. Colonel William Blanchard of the Roswell Air Base refuses to give details of what the flying disc looks like. In Fort Worth, Texas, where the object was first found, Brigadier General Roger Ramey says that it is being shipped by air to the AAF Research Center at Wright Field, Ohio. A few moments ago, I talked to officials at Wright Field, and they declared that they expect the so-called flying saucer to be delivered there, but that it hasn't arrived as yet.
What do you think, buddy?
It's pretty cool. I was reading this. It's pretty interesting.
There's also reports that one of the 4 bodies that were retrieved stayed alive for an additional several years. And we learned a lot from them.
Oh, look, it's smoked.
Including being able to reverse engineer the crafts that were found, which now get flown out of Area 51.
In 2011,
when I was in high school, I loved the show Ancient Aliens, and this is one of the carvings.
3D replica by model maker Paul Francis.
Yeah, I used to love this show as a kid. Have you even ever? I was just gonna say, have you even ever heard of it? Well, anyway, I used to think it was so cool, but also a lot of the hieroglyphics that we've seen on caves look like things such as this, and have not ever been explained. Look, we've seen these drawings on caves. In college, I was also a huge fan of the movie The Fourth Kind, which first kind is seeing an UFO, encounters of the second kind are seeing evidence left behind of a UFO, like a crop circle. Third kind is seeing an actual alien body, and the fourth kind is being abducted. And if you haven't seen the movie The Fourth Kind, and you're into this kind of stuff, it is a must watch. The research center is full of old records that you can come, whether it be from NASA and all other kinds of institutes around the globe, where you can come and read for yourself. Okay, read the evidence. You think it really happened?
Yeah, I do.
I do too, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. There's just too many people who say the exact same thing, like, without talking to each other, you know?
Yeah. Evidence is real.
It's a cute little town.
Yeah.
Little
Little.
operative word. Thanks for bringing me, buddy.
You're welcome.
Was it fun for you?
Yeah, it was cool.
Good.
If you're coming through Roswell, I definitely recommend the stop. You only need 1 to a couple days. It's not a long stop, but it was definitely cool. It was on our route. It was definitely cool to make the stop and come see this. And
For sure. Yeah, and we stayed at Bottomless Lake State Park, which is really beautiful. We're going to bring you along later this episode and show you some hiking through there and how pretty the epic desert landscape is. It's who was missing the desert?
I was so glad to be back in the desert. Oh, this dry air, the sunshine and blue skies. Like, it's just been beautiful here. So
She's been extra chipper lately.
I like it.
Oh, there's the Bringster.
Oh, yeah.
We're going. What are we doing, girls?
You want to walk?
Let's go see the lake.
These pups have been so excited to be back out and exploring and sniffing around.
Travel day was worth it, huh, girls?
Oh, so do you ever feel like the sun's just hitting you in one spot? Like it's just like...
Yeah. It does just beam on, like, right now it's hitting my left temple.
Same. Nowhere else. Just the whole time.
What about you, girls? You getting beamed? This is it Lee or Leah? It's spelled L-E-A.
Oh, I think it's Lee. Lee Lake.
Okay. There you go. So there's a really great path that's an out and back, 0.9 out, 0.9 back that we did yesterday. We were going to take you along, take the girls along and do that, and you guys. You have to walk maybe a half a mile to get to the trailhead from the camper. And Dora, she ain't going any further. She's too nervous or too tired. Who knows? She's been walking and hiking a lot more these last couple of days than she was just in the circles around the winter spot. So who knows? So we're gonna take her back and then we'll take you guys just us.
Back to where we left off when Dora said, no more. So we're at the Bottomless Lake State Park here in Roswell, and it was named that because years ago when they were trying to measure the depth of the lake by throwing down the ropes, they could never get to the bottom. So it was named the Bottomless Lake. And I think it's somewhere around 70 to 90 feet is how deep it actually is. But it's a beautiful spot. We're here for 5 nights, which ended up is going to be just the right of plenty amount of time. But what I love about state parks is being able to hike and just being in nature right out your front door, which is why we chose this lifestyle. So definitely enjoying being back to the state parks. This trail is Bluff Trail. It's, again, right at the state park here. It's about a half a mile from our front door, but it's 0.9 there and back, and it's a nice, easy, flat.
It's a good intro to hiking since it's been 4 months for us.
Yeah. It's good to get our boots on the ground, so and good to be outside. But anywhere I can see water and blue skies and mountains or red rock, that makes me happy.
It's her happy place, you better believe it. It's a good one. It's not the most beautiful desert I've ever seen.
Well, it's
Also not the time of year. They haven't had any rain.
yeah, it's hard to base this place. Like the beautiful beachfront to the lake and that area, like it's so cool. And I'm sure in the summer days and when it's green out here, it's a much more beautiful. It's probably a pretty fun spot.
Yeah. So the ground is so white because we're in a part of the world that's now a salt basin, but millions of years ago it was under the seabed floor. So there's so much salt here, which is why it's such a wasteland. Only so many plants can grow in these salty, acidic conditions. But yeah, this used to be the bed of a seafloor.
Under the sea.
A couple days before we left Brownsville, we went out at night and took the pups for a walk, and like everything was normal. We came back in and I like was taking off my rain boots, and I kind of like lost my balance, so I reached up into the door frame to like balance myself, and right at that moment this one reached to close the door while my pinky finger was like where the hinges go, like wrapped on the outside of the trailer, and she like shut our camper door on my finger. What did I do?
Scream so loud.
I was like, it was like the most girly scream. I couldn't like, it was like slow motion. I saw it happening, but I was like, all my weight was in my hand, so I couldn't get my hand out of there in time. And I just was like, like I can't even read you.
No, don't read it. I felt so bad.
Oh, I know she did. It was a total accident. She did not like. I really.
But it was like rain. It was like rain or cold, so we were all trying to get in quick. And so you were still in the doorway, and me and the dogs were coming in. And
I really thought I was gonna lose my pinky, like, but it wasn't even broken. It was just like badly bruised. Well, still bruised actually. Like a week later, but I was reminded because Miley like ran real quick, and I knocked my finger into the middle trash can, and I was like, oh, that still hurts. But yeah, lesson learned. I will never ever put my fingers in there again. I didn't even realize that's where it was until
it happened.
We made it to the end. So it's 0.9 out, 0.9 back.
So if you're coming through Roswell, or you want to stop in Roswell, I would recommend staying here. Not a destination spot. I wouldn't go out of my way to come to stay here.
I wouldn't even come back.
But if you're coming to, or you want to stop and see Roswell like we did and see the museum,
that's true.
Then it's totally a great place to stay.
Yeah.
Some of the spots have full hookups. A majority of them, which we have, is electric and water only. But you have so much space in the state park. And there's a dump station that we'll be able to use on the way out, so that'll be convenient.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I have no regrets on coming, but it's a seen it situation.
In 2 days we hit the road again, and we have just shy of 400 miles. One more time, another big trip to take us up into Colorado.
And that'll be the last big one, because we'll spend quite a bit of time in Colorado before we then make our final home stretch run into the national park.
Yeah, from there through Wyoming. So it'll be little trips from there. So yeah, I'm excited to get in the mountains of Colorado.
Same. That's where the training really begins. All right, so I just topped off the air on the truck tires, all 4 of those. And I'm about to do, or all 6 of those, and what I'm about to do is the trailer tires. One thing I want to mention, so we climbed from 16 feet elevation to where we are in Roswell is about 3,000 feet of elevation. So not only are we now in a colder climate because of that elevation gain, but also the elevation gain itself can actually monkey with the pressure in your tires. And since tomorrow we're doing over 300 miles and we're climbing from 3,000 to 6,000, and we're going to see an even bigger shift. I definitely wanted to check all the tires tonight. It's a cold, dark night, but that's actually the perfect time to do the tires. That way, this way in the morning, I can just put that TPMS sensor on, and that'll give me a gauge. It's going to tell me that everything looks good as what I'm expecting it. But each truck tire from that change from Brownsville to here, between the 3,000 feet and then roughly 40-degree difference in the temperature swings at night, we lost about 6 pounds of tire pressure in each of those tires, and I'm expecting pretty much the same thing on the trailer tires as well. Oh wow, yeah, we're down 5.5 pounds here on the trailer. So pretty consistent that we dropped amongst all the tires, but definitely know we're gonna drop again in the morning. So Mandy just asked me a really great question, smart question to ask. She said, where does the air go? Like why do we need more air? And the elevation change is a small factor in what we're doing. The temperature is a much bigger factor. And so when the temperatures are colder, the air itself shrinks up, it tightens up, and when it's hotter, the air itself will expand, and that's because the molecules in there are always moving and bumping into each other, and they can do that more freely when it's hotter out, is really my best explanation of that. So even if you're not changing elevation and you see like a huge cold front come in, that's going to be there before towing day, and you're losing 20, 30, 40 degrees, that's when you really want to check your tire pressures.
Burritos Gabito, burritos Gabito.
That's what I'm filming.
Yeah, that's what you're filming. Come look, there's Mandy's burrito. Aw, dang. Welcome to burrito life. Oh, just 2 beeps. That's not too shabby. That's not too shabby. Also, I think I found a solution. All those cool. Singe my mouth for the desk. So we had to lower it all the way down because it was banging against the windowsill and caused some marks. Hey, baby. And this is the it's okay. The burritos are done. And this is what used to hold the bench. Watch your booty. Oh shit, we gotta move this like 1 inch. Okay. So not perfect, but I think it'll be better than nothing since it tends to scooch that direction. See how it goes? Good girl, Booski, you did it. Come on, you can do it, you can do it. Good girl. Burritos comido poquito. Burritos comido poquito. Okay, good morning. It's travel day. It's a brisk one. And because we went through that terrible dust storm, Haboob, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if it was technically a Haboob because I don't think it was caused by rain. I think it was caused by severe winds, which I don't really get the difference. But anyway, it was insane. So I gotta really make sure, not only do I clean off the slides so they don't like grind and sand themselves down, but the hitch stuff is oof. So let's get to it. Oh gosh. Yeah. This is brutal. Brutal skamoodle. Oof. Brutal. This is how deep we got into sand on the tire. A good, what? I don't know, 4 to 6 inches. It was rough. Mandy panicked and took her foot off the gas, and I was like, push the gas pedal. Crazy. Oh my. This one isn't as bad, but it's more protected, I guess. Oh God, I'm getting old. Actually, it's not age. Woke up with a tight back. It's all loosening. This side is nowhere near as bad. That's good. Okay, this thing is caked. Oh boy. Here goes nothing. Oof. Gnarly. Yikes. Woof. The hitch is bad. Look at that. So we gotta clean that off. Oh man. Holy cripe. lubricate. I need some tips on how to clean this better. Any of you got any? Oh, yuck.
Pretty gnarly?
Oh my gosh, it's caked. Alright, let's see if she works. Okay. Ooh, not good. Okay, let's go get the grease. There we go. Okay. Oh, she's gliding now. Okay. Worked out pretty good. One more for good luck. Okay, that was a nice glider. Okay. We're ready to hitch. Freshly lubed. Less dust, I won't say dust free. We're ready to hitch. Okay, you good for me to return to hitch height? Did you take the heater off of that and everything? Okay. Am I good to return to hitch height?
Closed. Yeah, let me.
Okay. I always double check my directions even though I have them memorized. It's just like peace of mind. Make sure I'm paying attention really is all that does. Alright, she's on the way. We turn it on. Left and right together will they'll lift up the back jacks and then they'll return the front jacks to where we were when we unhitched. Whoa, she's missing. And then I'm watching for, can we close the tailgate? And that's when I tell her to stop. Look. She's a little off-center. You gotta move like 2 inches, driver. Let's peek it. Overcompensated. Overcompensated. You want to come look or? You're consistent in the spot where you were before, so whatever you're looking at, move it 2 inches over. But now you're like way too far over.
Oh, no.
That's alright.
Rusty. Okay, wait, I need to go that way?
Yeah. Hold up. Let me look. Nailing it! Okay, totally hitchable. I gotta adjust the height and such.
Oh yeah, we're good.
How did like the height. Actually, it looks decent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring it back?
Yeah.
Can you shut this?
Full green! I'm giving my hitch cleaning skills a solid A- because hitched first time. Pin it in, little lady. Everything's gonna be stiff from the cold, so gentle.
Green check, pin check.
Okay, that's it. Okay, 2 cables. Two cables break away. Jaws look good. Pins locked. Check, 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 check.
Tailgate up.
Yep. They're up.
All right, let me set the trailer and
We're gonna do our pull test and check our lights, and we're hitting the road to go dump.
ready?
Yeah. Good. Mic check, can you hear me?
Copy, copy.
I got brake lights. Right blinker. Left blinker. Reverse, all good.
Oh my gosh. Stiff. All right.
All right. All set? You shut the battery disconnect off?
Yep.
We're ready to roll?
Yep.
Do your final walk around, did you? I did mine, we look good. Okay. Taking my hoodie off. That was genuinely horrific. I hate dump stations. Oh my god. I might have to burn my clothes. My sweatshirt did not make it into the truck. It's back on top of the sewer stuff. It'll get washed. And then these pants. Mandy was like, "You're wearing your hiking boots?" Yes, I wore my hiking boots. This is the reason. All right, we are on the road. Are we ready?
Yep.
Oh my God. As we head to Colorado, we experience our first real snowfall of the season, along with temperatures plunging into the teens. Will the RV hold up in frigid cold? Tune in next week for our best winter camping tips to keep you warm and enjoying the great outdoors, no matter how low the temps drop. And trust us, you won't want to miss my secret to making the best broccoli soup.